welcome. You're watching the NewsTrack. I'm Rahul Kanwal. The battle for Madhya Pradesh, the big battle for India's heart. The most exciting, most hard-pitched election over the next 5 months. The battle for Madhya Pradesh has begun. Who has the edge? How strong is the anti-incumbency in this battleground state of Madhya Pradesh? What are the factors that could impact what happens from here? On a day when the Congress started its campaign in the state, soon on the back of the BJP launching its massive MP campaign. We look at all of that in this week's edition of the Political Stock Exchange. And that's my top focus on the NewsTrack.
State of War Madhya Pradesh begins. Congress invokes Hanuman and Hindutva. BJP rakes up Hijab and bulldozer. Will polarization be a factor? Whose stock is up? Who is sliding? MP Political Stock Exchange. Big focus on NewsTrack.
Here's a look at the headlines I'm tracking tonight. It's Khela Hobe in the Bengal Panchayat elections now. BJP accuses Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek of visiting a Mathua temple with shoes on. Clashes break out. Main accused in the Uttar Pradesh online gaming conversion racket nabbed from Alibag in Maharashtra. He would brainwash minors and ask them to offer namaz. Dutch vlogger assaulted in Bengaluru market. Trader seen pushing YouTuber for shooting in a market. Cops take sumo to action against the accused.
Could you please let go of my hand? Sir, could you please? Sir.
Government says there is no COVID data breach and that the platform is safe. India Today tracks down the Telegram hacker. He says he sourced the data from associated platforms. PM Modi conducts a review meeting over cyclone Biparjoy. Met Department issues orange alert as the storm intensifies. The state of war Madhya Pradesh has begun. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Vadra kicked off the party's campaign in the state today. She performed a Narmada Puja, addressed a rally with Lord Hanuman's mace prominently displayed. Will this soft Hindutva pay dividends for the Congress party in its bid to get another term in office in Madhya Pradesh, a term that Kamal Nath feels he was unfairly denied last time round?
Storming the BJP's core domain in the BJP-ruled Madhya Pradesh. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Vadra launches party campaign in Madhya Pradesh, an event high in Hindu symbolism. Worshipping a holy river in Jabalpur. The campaign at Madhya Pradesh's Cultural Centre launched under the auspices of a large revolving mace. A man dressed as Hanuman added to the vivid imagery. The Congress leader accused the ruling BJP of corruption, even in the Hindu religious pair. The state's BJP government hit back instantly, terming the Congress leadership Chunavi Hindus.
प्रियंका जी जब चुनाव आता है, दोनों भाई बहन चुनावी हिंदू हैं। यूपी चुनाव आया तो गंगा जी में डुबकी लगाई, एमपी का चुनाव आ गया तो नर्मदा जी पे पहुंच गई। चुनाव पे ही इनको क्यों याद आती है इसकी?
The BJP unit of Madhya Pradesh tweeted out the video of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's Narmada prayers, alleging that she performed the ritual wrongly. With state elections due later this year, Hindutva politics gaining considerable traction in Madhya Pradesh. Right-wing outfits, for instance, have accused a Muslim-administered school of imposing hijab on non-Muslim students, a charge it denied. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan last week ordered authorities to probe the institutions from multiple angles, compliance with tax laws and building codes included. Also later this week, Congress on its part turned its embrace of a little-known outfit called Bajrang Sena into a grand display at the party office in Bhopal. But the Hindutva symbolism seems one part of the opposition party's overall strategy. At the debut of its campaign in Madhya Pradesh, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra made quite a few promises, some tried and tested successfully in Karnataka. Welcome to the onset of a contest swaying between Hindutva, governance and welfare politics. Bureau Report, India Today.
The issues around Tipu Sultan, hijab did not work for the BJP in Karnataka. Now here you've got the Congress also playing its card of soft Hindutva, trying to ensure that they don't come on the defensive on any aggressive attempt by the BJP to push the Hindutva card. Given that Shivraj Singh Chauhan is seeking another term in office, given that the last election saw major anti-incumbency against the BJP government at that time, how are things placed at this moment? Remember, elections will be held towards the end of this year, and both the BJP and the Congress think they have a chance. The Congress thinks there's anti-incumbency that's built up against this government. Kamal Nath's been literally on the ground for the last several months trying to build the party organization in the state as they try and revive the Congress and try and bring it back to power. The BJP thinks people have learned their lesson by voting Shivraj Singh Chauhan out, seeing how the Congress government fared, and therefore there is no question of the BJP being in trouble. Remember, there are elections in Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Mizoram. Take my word, the most pitched battle will be fought in Madhya Pradesh. This is a battle not just for India's heart, this is a battle where both parties think they have a chance and they'll have a real go at each other. So to try and talk about the state of war in Madhya Pradesh, we're joined on this broadcast representing the Bharatiya Janata Party, Guru Prakash Paswan. Welcome. With us from the Congress is Shobha Oza. Yashwant Deshmukh joins us. Yashwant Deshmukh is lead cephalogist, sea voter. He's got some data. I'll pull that out for you in a moment. We've got Rahul Srivastav, India Today's National Affairs Editor. Rahul Narhona joins us. He's the Senior Associate Editor at India Today magazine in Madhya Pradesh. So I want to go across first and foremost to the BJP and try and understand from Guru Prakash Paswan at the outset, given the fact that the last election showed that there was anti-incumbency, given the fact that the data that's coming from different parts of Madhya Pradesh show that this will be a tough fight. It's definitely not poised for a BJP sweep. You may still win, but it will be a tough fight. On the back of Karnataka, are you sensing a renewed challenge from the Congress? Because for once, the Congress goes into this election thinking they can win. And as we saw at the World Test Championship at the Oval recently, belief is very important. If your opponent starts believing he can win, he fights with much greater intensity than otherwise he may have.
Rahulji, a very warm good evening to you and all my fellow panelists. I would like to start with a couple of points. Madhya Pradesh, you would very well know that Madhya Pradesh was one of the few states where Bharatiya Jansangh, before the Bharatiya Janata Party, we came to power. And the people of Madhya Pradesh have been very gracious and very kind enough since then. If you look at the last 3 Lok Sabha elections, even the Vidhan Sabha elections, it has happened very rarely that we have received the blessings of the people both in the assembly elections and in the parliamentary elections. Madhya Pradesh, we have swept the elections when it comes to parliamentary polls in 2019, in 2014. So we are definitely looking forward to it. And second point, every elections, Rahulji, be it panchayat elections, municipal elections, assembly elections, parliamentary elections, presidential election, as a Karyakarta of Bharatiya Janata Party, I can say this with all the authority that we take every election very seriously. We are looking forward to the elections, be it Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan. But it's the Congress Party outreach that it started yesterday, and I think it has taken a leaf out from the AK Antony report of soft Hindutva. But the sheer hypocrisy is something which needs to be exposed here. Mr. Digvijay Singh against a senior leader of the Congress Party from Madhya Pradesh. We all remember that the term Hindu terror first came into the political lexicon with Mr. Digvijay Singh and Mr. P. Chidambaram. And now the senior leader of the Congress Party is in Madhya Pradesh pursuing the agenda of soft Hindutva, is something which is exposing the double standard and the hypocrisy of the Congress Party. At the same time, when Mr. Rahul Gandhi, another senior leader of the Congress Party in the United States of America, is calling Muslim League a secular party, a Muslim League that has openly advocated for Shariat. So anything that is Hindu, that is terror for the Congress Party. Anything that is Muslim, that is secular for the Congress Party.
Let me get opening comments from Shobha Oza. The BJP attacking this puja done by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, questioning the manner in which she held the thali, saying inko to aarti karne bhi nahi aati ho, bade chale Hindu banne, Hanuman ke bhakt banne.
Is my spokesman from the BJP, Mr. Paswan, is trying to establish that Madhya Pradesh has been a BJP state. He forgets the last election, 2018 assembly election. He has forgotten totally because that doesn't suit what he's to the BJP. How they snatched the government, it is known to everyone by hook or crook. BJP needs to form the government. Whether they have for that they have to purchase the MLAs is a different story. And we have seen that not only in Madhya Pradesh, and number of states in the country, how BJP comes to power. We know very well whether it is people's mandate or not. It is not an issue for them. For them, only what is important is to get into the government and then give a very corrupt government wherein like people get tired, literally tired of the corruption of the government. So that issue stands.
I want to give our viewers 2 data sets at the outset. I'm coming back to you in a moment. I want to show our viewers where things stood in the last assembly election. So if you see 2013 versus 2018, that's where the Congress actually won the elections. A very tight fight, but the Congress, out of the total 230 seats, the Congress had 114 at the end. So 116 is what they needed. They ended up with 114. And in the 2013 elections, they had only 58. So the Congress was up 56 seats the last time. The BJP was down 56. From 165, the BJP tally came down to 109, a loss of 56 seats. If we look at the Lok Sabha picture though, remember the Lok Sabha picture has been quite different, where on the back of Prime Minister Modi's esteem, the BJP has been romping home in style. In 2019, the Bharatiya Janata Party won 28 out of the 29 seats in the state of Madhya Pradesh. There was only Chhindwara, which the Congress won. Kamal Nath's son Nakul won over there. In 2014, the BJP won 27. The Congress won 2. Even prior to that, when the BJP lost in 2004, in Madhya Pradesh, the BJP had 25 seats, the Congress only 4. In 2009, when the Congress won big, the Congress had only 12, the BJP 16. So Lok Sabha elections have been quite different from assembly elections. And Rahul Srivastav, we're seeing some elements of Narmada Aarti, the mace of Lord Hanuman. Will, according to you, the battle for Madhya Pradesh, the most important battle in the forthcoming round of assembly elections, will it be fought over the issue of Hindutva, or do you think it's largely around the track record of the Shivraj Singh government, with Hindutva playing a role only on the margins?
Rahul, Shivraj Singh Chauhan and the BJP, 20 years almost, 70 years and 17 years as chief minister. There is tremendous amount of corruption charges. There is anti-incumbency. There are factions within Madhya Pradesh BJP. But I think the story is different from all this, because all this does happen if you are ruling a state for a long time. It also happens that if you talk about the stridence in the BJP Hindutva, I think the real story is described in the smallest manner. If you look at the Twitter profile of Mr. Kamal Nath, the Congress leader, he is draped in Pitambar. Now, Pitambar is Lord Krishna himself. I think that's the only Congress leader whose Twitter profile will be saying that. I think the Congress has gone unequivocally and unabashedly Hindu in an attempt to show that it is pro-Hindu, not pro-Muslim, and also not anti-Hindu. If you see the Congress party, how it has been organizing itself, I think there is a reason why the Congress is doing it, because it worked for the Congress party last time also. In 2018, if you see, the Congress party started its campaign with Digvijay Singh carrying out that Narmada Yatra in 2017. Computer Baba, Mirchi Baba were given charge. They became ministers. The manifesto had Gaushala, anti-cow slaughter bills and other elements. This time around, the Congress has inducted a Bajrang Sena into its fold. There are two Prakosht in the Congress which one has never heard of. One is Dharmik Evam Utsav Prakosht. Then there is Mandir Pujari Prakosht. They have inducted a Kathavachak Risha Goswami, and the Congress, she's held some 30 programs already. Recently, there was one Gita part in Bhopal. The Congress is trying to BJP at this Hindutva game. Perhaps it feels happy that last time it
this just seems like a bit of a copycat, right? You've got the BJP as a real Hinduwadi party. Now you're saying hum bhi kam Hindu nahi hai. This is just the BJP, setting the agenda. The Congress trying to play catch up.
Listen, Rahul, for Congress, congressmen and for Congress, religion is a matter of personal faith. And we have never...
No, but this is not about personal faith. You're making it political.
No.
You're making it political, madam. This is hardly personal.
We're not making it, Rahul. We're not making it political. Every election, for your knowledge, I would like to tell you that Kamal Nath ji is a big devotee of Hanuman ji, and in India, I suppose, he has built the largest Hanuman mandir in his own constituency, not now. Much years before he came into Madhya Pradesh politics. So it is not a matter of politics. For BJP, it is politics. Why is BJP disturbed? If Congress, if Priyanka Gandhi ji comes and worships Ma Narmada, why is BJP disturbed? How does it matter BJP?
Okay, let Sanjay Paswan respond to it. That Hindutva is not
Hindu religion.
Hindutva is not your property. The Hindu religion is as much that of those in the Congress, those who say they are Hindus, as it is of anyone in your party. The BJP has no exclusive access or exclusive rights to proclaim themselves as being Hindus.
Rahulji, two very brief points and response to my... two very brief points to what the spokesperson from the Congress party said. If religion is a matter of personal faith, madam, then in 2007, the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji, he said, इस देश के संसाधनों पे पहला हक मुसलमानों का है. If religion is a matter of personal faith, why in your quest of politics of appeasement your Prime Minister said this? Number one. Number two, if Mr. Kamal Nath ji is a great bhakt of Hanuman ji, that is welcome. But in the same year, in 2007, it was senior Congress leaders who goes to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court में आपने याचिका दायर किया and you question the existence of Lord Ram. भगवान राम के अस्तित्व पर प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करने वाले आज हनुमान जी की बात कर रहे हैं. This shows your double standard and hypocrisy, madam. I am sorry, but this has to be exposed. Let's speak on the basis of fact.
Okay, I want to go across to Yashwant Deshmukh of Sea Water. Okay. I hear what you're saying. You made your point. I want to go across to Yashwant Deshmukh of Sea Voter, and as I do this, I want to take out two sets of data. These are from the Sea Voter CATI data for Madhya Pradesh. This is a tracker that Yashwant and his team carry out. I'll just take you through when this poll was done. So this poll that we will have out was done on the 8th and the 9th of June, so it's fairly recent. It has a sample size of about 2064, and I'll take you through what the poll says about the performance of the BJP government of Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So 40% of the respondents say they're very satisfied with the performance of the Shivraj government. 27% of the respondents said they are satisfied to some extent, so they're kind of in the middle, and really, these 27% are who will determine what happens in Madhya Pradesh next. And 32% say they are not at all satisfied. So that 32% obviously likely to switch and vote for the Congress and the opposition largely. So that's 32%. 40% who are very much satisfied, obviously very likely to vote for the BJP. It's this 27% that will determine what happens in November, December. The net satisfaction of the BJP government in Madhya Pradesh is 35%. So that by itself means nothing, because how does this compare with other election bound states? So I'll have that cross tab up on our screen right now, where we're comparing the level of satisfaction that the Madhya Pradesh BJP government enjoys with that of the other election bound states. So stay with me as I take you through this. Here 40% is the number of people who are satisfied with the MP government. It's the same in Chhattisgarh, 39% in Rajasthan, which is almost the same. The number of people who are saying they're very much satisfied is only 29% in Telangana. So Telangana, the satisfaction seems to be lowest. Satisfied to some extent, 27% in Madhya Pradesh, 36% in Chhattisgarh, 30% in Rajasthan, 26% in Telangana. Not at all satisfied, 32% in Madhya Pradesh. In Chhattisgarh, those who say they are not at all satisfied with the Congress government is at 24. So the Chhattisgarh government seems to be more popular, relatively speaking, than the Madhya Pradesh government. Rajasthan is at 28% and Telangana is at 42. So there is very serious anti-incumbency, it seems, against the government in Telangana. But we're talking about Madhya Pradesh for the moment. So the net satisfaction is highest in Chhattisgarh. So if satisfaction is an indication of the level of anti-incumbency, then the level of net satisfaction highest in Chhattisgarh, second highest in Rajasthan. Madhya Pradesh comes in at only 35%, much lower than both Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. In Telangana, the net satisfaction is only 13%. Yashwant Deshmukh, this would suggest, as a simple reading, that the popularity at this moment of governments in Chhattisgarh and even in Rajasthan slightly higher than the popularity of the Shivraj Singh government in Madhya Pradesh. What would this, according to you, suggest about the possible outcome of the next MP elections? Yashwant.
Well, Rahul, last week or 10 days back, I said on your program that Rajasthan government is in serious trouble. And when I said that, these ratings were very much on my mind. Plus, of course, the virtual split of the Rajasthan Congress, that's fine. That's understandable. But even without the virtual split, Rajasthan, the Congress is in serious trouble. If I say with that 41% net satisfaction of Rajasthan that they are in serious trouble, you can understand what would be my take with 35% of Madhya Pradesh government as the net satisfaction. Obviously, things are not rosy for BJP in Madhya Pradesh. However, Rahul Srivastava very clearly pointed earlier as well, Madhya Pradesh is a territory which we must bring it to the notice of the viewers. It is the original territory of Hindutva play. It is the most important territory where Bharatiya Janasangh or the RSS started in the 50s. You know, their stronghold in these areas have been organizational. So the leaders do not matter, the government do not matter as much as the organization matters in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh both. So from that account, probably Shivraj Singh Chauhan would like to fight it out, the BJP would like to fight it out purely on the organizational strength. Otherwise, things are not rosy for
What's
BJP.
your tracker telling you is Hindutva likely to be the primary issue in this assembly election in the manner in which we're seeing Priyanka Gandhi Vadra do this Narmada Puja? We're seeing the BJP very obviously claim that Hindutva is really their calling card, the Congress can't usurp it. Will that be the critical issue, or do you think, like in Karnataka, Hindutva will be an issue but not the important issue? The development track record of the Madhya Pradesh government is really what will decide what happens.
I understand from the question.
Yashwant. Yashwant. Okay, give me a moment. I think that line just got frozen. I want to go across to Rahul Narona and get his sense of the data, because you're on the ground, you're traveling through the state of Madhya Pradesh, speaking to political personalities and pundits on the ground. What's the sense that you're picking up? Do you also feel that there is anti-incumbency, or do you think, given that there is time to go and given the fact that people last time saw what the Congress government actually did, that there won't be as much anti-incumbency on voting day as might appear in a poll done at this moment?
Rahul, there is definitely massive anti-incumbency. That is the sense I get when I travel across Madhya Pradesh and speak to a cross-section of people. But I would like to make a distinction. I don't see people being angry. It's just that they say, "Theek hai, koi aur hona chahiye," or something on those lines. And when people are not very angry, then that just means that it may be a closely contested election like the one in 2018, where you just saw that the Congress ended up with 114 seats and the BJP didn't do that badly either. They came to 109, and in terms of votes, they actually had more votes than the Congress across the state. Now, having said that, I think to address, it's a big challenge going into an election where you've been in power for almost close to 20 years. The party's been there, except for that brief Congress rule. So the BJP is going to look at every possible aspect that can turn this election around, and playing the Hindu card is definitely one of them. I don't think they're going to stand back on that.
Yashwant Deshmukh, you were responding to the question of whether Hindutva will be front and center in this election. And do you think, like in Karnataka, it's largely going to be on the margins, and the development track record of the Shivraj government is really what will make people decide which way they want to be?
I think it will be the issues of the governance, Rahul. I don't really think that Hindutva will be an issue in these elections. What Congress is trying to do is simply to negate the anti-Hindu image that BJP has carved out of it. It's not about that they are trying to create a pro-Hindu image. They are trying to negate the anti-Hindu image. That is going with that. However, having said that, as I was mentioning when a signal went out, that Madhya Pradesh is likely to be an election of organization, not an election of issue, and not an election of faces.
When it comes to organization, to what extent does the BJP have advantage over the Congress, given that Kamal Nath thinks that in the last 5 years, the Congress has been able to improve its organizational machinery in Madhya Pradesh relative to how they were prior to the kind of effort they've made since 2018?
I think he might be saying with a lot of conviction on that. You see, the issue is not whether Congress has repaired its organization. Issue is whether they are still matching the well-oiled organizational machinery of the RSS and the BJP. Yes, Congress has made huge improvement in terms of organizational strength in Madhya Pradesh, but whether it can match that BJP or RSS machinery of election management and organization, that remains to be seen.
Guru,
so that is
I want to go across on the same question to Rahul Narona. Your sense of the organizational machinery that the BJP and the Congress have, and how much of an advantage, according to you, does the BJP have on this score?
So, Rahul, I think there are chinks on both sides. The BJP has also been carrying out an organizational campaign for quite some time, but there were municipal elections in Madhya Pradesh where they did not do too well. The Congress, what it claims about building the organization has to be taken with a bit of pinch of salt, because some months ago, a couple of months ago, Mr. Digvijay Singh has been tasked with rebuilding and building the Congress organization in 66 assembly segments. So this talk about the organization being built has been there from time to time in the Congress, but I feel the BJP organization is still way more formidable in Madhya Pradesh.
You know, there's one more question from that political stock exchange tracker that we do with the C-Voter, and this is to do with who should be the face of the BJP campaign in the Madhya Pradesh assembly elections. Remember, this is C-Voter data. Yashwant and his team are tracking every state every month, and therefore from that data, on the 8th and the 9th, what we found out is coming up on your screen right now. The respondents in the survey say that, and I'll take a look at the total vote because that's more important. 24% of the respondents say Shivraj Singh Chauhan should be the face. 37% say Prime Minister Modi should be the face for the BJP in the next assembly election. 20% say Jyotiraditya Scindia, who's a new entrant into the BJP. Now, this is interesting because Shivraj Singh Chauhan's popularity stands at 24. Jyotiraditya Scindia comes at 20. Will this create some friction, or is it actually a good thing that instead of being dependent only on one batsman, Yashwant Deshmukh, you've got three strong batsmen, the Prime Minister leading the pack, Shivraj Singh Chauhan at 24 and Jyotiraditya Scindia at 20%. Is this good news for the BJP, or does it create an undercurrent of tension?
Both, Rahul. I mean, if you talk about the BJP, that, might create some kind of issues over there. But as far as I think their organization is concerned, they don't really care. They don't give a damn to that question at all, simply because they feel that it is them who made Uma Bharti the CM and the leader. It is the organization which made Shivraj Singh Chauhan the CM and the leader, and they can actually make anybody the CM and the leader. So from that perspective, it could be. But however, it is interesting to see almost half of the BJP voters are in a state assembly election is still voting only on the face of Narendra Modi. And that is critical thing to understand, that in a state where organization is important, which is 20 years of government is there, Shivraj Singh Chauhan arguably is the one of the longest serving chief ministers in this country. And still, if they have to eventually depend, every second BJP voter is looking at Modi to come and deliver the magic, I think they have to kind of go back
because
to their
we saw this, Guru Prakash, in Karnataka, where the underlying tensions in the BJP structure itself had a role to play in the end result. We saw, for example, about 12 candidates who were in the Yedurappa camp originally fight independently. 10 of them won, and that obviously had an impact on the BJP's overall card. Now, these regional tensions, the tension between Narendra Singh Tomar, the tension between Jyotiraditya Scindia, both coming from the Gwalior-Chambal belt, and naturally on the surface they're trying to make it seem as if they're able to get along and work with each other, but on the ground their supporters, their ticket seekers obviously have conflicting interests, and that could be one of the big challenges for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Madhya Pradesh, like we saw in Karnataka.
Rahul, I don't necessarily agree with this proposition of any conflict or challenge to the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister in Madhya Pradesh, because we have to understand every state has its own dynamics, every state has its own issues. Karnataka is
I'm making a different point. Obviously,
and
given that Shivraj Singh Chauhan towers over everybody else, I'm not saying it's a challenge to him. I'm saying some of the other regional leaders in Madhya Pradesh, the likes of a Narendra Singh Tomar, Jyotiraditya Scindia comes from the same area, and I know that on the surface both have been trying to show that they're working together, but their supporters have conflicting interests, and that's where, depending on who gets the ticket when these tickets are announced, the BJP could have a challenge to deal with, like it did in Karnataka.
Rahul, I think that is a highly speculative or observation that you are making, but I have to make one thing clear, that as far as Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji is concerned, and if you look at the popularity of Madhya Pradesh, the popularity of the Honorable CM in Madhya Pradesh is growing leaps and bounds. And as far as the tussle with respect to leadership is concerned, Bharatiya Janata Party, when we say that we are a party with a difference, we don't see that sort of leadership controversy like we are witnessing in Rajasthan, like we witnessed in Chhattisgarh of Mr. T.S. Singh Dev and the present Chief Minister Bhupesh Singh Baghel. Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has risen from the rank as a member of Legislative Assembly, as a Yuva Morcha Adhyaksh, as a Chief Minister since 2005. He is from the generation of leaders who sort of gave voice to the OBC communities. When Madhya Pradesh, for I think since the inception of Madhya Pradesh was being ruled by upper caste chief minister. But for the first time, Bharatiya Janata Party introduced a leader from the humble origin. Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, an OBC, an articulate and an extremely popular person in the state. We saw Ladli Lakshmi Yojana and the amount of support he has among the female, that's amazing. So I don't see that leadership question is going to be...
Rahul, no. How does the popularity of Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan in his current term in office compare with his popularity in previous terms, in your view?
You see, this term of the Chief Minister of Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has been different from the previous terms, mainly because this government was formed with the switching over of those Congress MLAs who came to the BJP. So there is an understanding that the BJP has with those MLAs, some of whom are ministers, and therefore his hands are slightly tied. It's not been like what it was earlier for him. In his earlier terms, he came up with a social sector. He's very fond of coming up with these social sector schemes. He did that with greater. There was a greater frequency of those schemes coming in the earlier terms. This time he's just come out with this Ladli Behna, which is supposed to be his trump card, and he's pulled out money out of the hat, and he's also announced that he might enhance the amount to be given under this scheme 2 days ago when he launched the scheme. So he's been a slightly different chief minister, let me put it that way, this time.
Now build on that. Slightly different in good ways or bad? Slightly different in terms of being more assertive or being more on the defensive?
I won't call it an allegation actually. A lot of people say that this time the bureaucracy is extremely powerful. And, a lot of decisions are being taken there, which was not the case earlier on. That is one thing. The other thing is he's not been able to, because of the political compulsions, he's not been able to accommodate people within the BJP who he would have wanted in his cabinet. People like Rajen Shukla, people like Rampal Singh, they are outside. So his hands are tied. That's what I mean. It's not what it was earlier.
Rahul Srivastav, unlike in Rajasthan, where there is a state of flux about whether Vasundhara Raje Scindia will be the face or will it be someone like a Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, in Madhya Pradesh, the BJP is going to the voters with the face of Shivraj Singh Chauhan. The advantage is he's a tried and tested face and people have experienced his administration. The disadvantage is he's now been in power for almost 4 terms, and therefore, as is the case with any politician, if you're in power for that long, a certain level of anti-incumbency starts to build against you.
Rahul, organizationally, that's what the problem is. There is still no clarity about Shivraj Singh Chauhan, one. Second, very importantly, since 2018, there have been some very strong perception in Madhya Pradesh that Shivraj Singh does not have the complete blessings of the duo at the top in Delhi. There is not that clear signal. Then the problem is that the double engine ki sarkar element has run into problems with Ujjwala Yojana cylinders costing too much. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has been trying. In fact, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who was known as Mamaji, and he always loves to be called himself that. The fact is that he is trying to espouse certain degree of stridence. If we saw what happened the post-Ram Navami incidents in Madhya Pradesh, that's something he's trying to make up and stay as popular. I think that's where lies the BJP's trouble also, that Narottam Mishra, Naren Singh Tomar, there are contests, and when will we have a clarity on that? Similarly, the Congress, for example, has less satraps this time compared to last time in 2018 when you had Kamal Nath, Digvijay Singh and Jyotiraditya Scindia. There is no Jyotiraditya Scindia. Digvijay Singh is saying that I am not in the race for the chief minister. But in the Gwalior-Guna belt, they don't have a leader as strong as Jyotirata. So the BJP has added Jyotirata Scindia in that region to it plus. And that is why I say that in Madhya Pradesh, against the anti-incumbency, if the BJP deploys Hindutva, the Congress counter could also be Hindutva. But I think a lot of issues will matter on the ground.
No,
because,
but there is a difference.
23 years is a long time.
Sure, but there's a difference, Yashwant Deshmukh. In Karnataka, the BJP government made one mistake after another. You know, all those contractors coming in speaking about 40% commission, Sarkara, the Nandini milk controversy. It was almost like they had an axe which they were banging on their foot every now and again. The BJP government in Madhya Pradesh, in comparison, hasn't scored too many self-goals, which also suggests why this battle may be closer and tighter and harder fought, because the BJP in Karnataka was conceding too many goals. The BJP in Madhya Pradesh obviously realizes that they have the challenge of anti-incumbency, but in the way they can, in the manner in which this money is being given to these betis, you're transferring money straight into their accounts, he's trying to do what he can to keep the voters on his side.
No, he is trying really hard. I mean, and let's give the man his due. How many chief ministers are in the third or the fourth term, in India at this point of time? So I'm not saying that he is not trying hard, but I'm also sensing that there is a genuine sense of two things actually. Genuine sense of fatigue when you are in power for way too long time. And second thing, I genuinely believe in this, Rahul, that the mandate last time was for the Congress government. And by Operation Lotus, or whichever way the Congress mismanagement was, when the message goes that the mandate was not really respected in that way, the mandate went haywire and the BJP government was formed by doing this and by doing that, that is something which doesn't go down well with the people. That is something which I know for sure throughout so many case studies across India. So that could be one of the problems within the organization as well. Because remember, all these turncoats which switched over from the Congress to the BJP, they are having serious issues with the organization at the grassroots level.
Of course.
You can check with your person on the ground. It is not that everything is so pink and nice because of these people who came in and won on the BJP ticket. Everywhere wherever they ensured that they get a Congress person within the rank and the file, the organization, I'm not just RSS, I'm talking about the BJP pure political organization, has serious trouble. And this is why they are facing so much of problem in the Gwalior-Chambal region. It's not there is a big trouble brewing over there.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
can confirm with your reporters on the ground.
It's absolutely true. I can say with good authority that each person who's come from the Congress is obviously now coming to the space of somebody who's already very strong in the BJP, and the BJP's big migraine, and I saw Guru Prakash Paswan try to deflate how big a problem this is, but each of those candidates is now expecting that he will get a ticket because he defected from the Congress and came to the BJP, but there's somebody in the BJP who's already there saying that this is my area, why should somebody else come from the outside? So there is this friction that the party will have to deal with. And remember, as I said, of all the elections, the other two are quite predictable, frankly. It is in Madhya Pradesh that we will witness the most juiciest, the most exciting electoral contest this winter. And that is something all of us love, don't we? A good, hard-fought battle. So bring it on, I say. All the best, and may the best man or woman win. I'll slip into a quick break. Thank my guests for joining us. When we come back on the other side, Chief Minister Stalin takes a swipe at Home Minister Amit Shah after the Home Minister said a person from Tamil Nadu could be the future Prime Minister of India. Details coming up on the other side.
Where the software engineer meets the smart market analyst, meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
Bangalore-based EV startup Simple Energy has launched its first e-scooter. Simple One joins an increasingly populous market which includes players like Ola, Ather, Vida, Hero Electric and Bajaj among others. The company does not currently have any showrooms. The e-scooters have been priced at nearly 1.5 lakh rupees.
Strategy was very clear. We wanted to build a scooter which is super, and I think we have built that. It's in true sense of superior or super EV, which does range better, performance better, safety parameters better, riding statistics. Everything is mentored and checked upon. So I think our strategy was very clear on building a great product, and the consumers will take care of it. I think we have solved that piece of it. The second piece, I think we are focused on scaling our dealership, our manufacturing capacity, and I think that will resolve most of the issues going forward. I think there are two things about it. One is, of course, reducing subsidies might deter the growth, but that's very short term. I don't think that will impact much further on it. But also it will push the OEMs to become self-sustained and will build products which are more viable.
Quality today. In Delhi, 203. In Mumbai, 82. In Kolkata, 87. In Bangalore, 35. In Chennai, 23. In Hyderabad, 60.
You're on board the NewsTrack. A war of words has erupted in Tamil Nadu after Home Minister Amit Shah's comment saying that there was a chance that a person from Tamil Nadu would become the Prime Minister of India one day. Chief Minister Stalin in turn asked, is Amit Shah angry with Narendra Modi? Here's how this political fight is playing out.
Amit Shah's weekend visit to Tamil Nadu has sparked an all-out showdown in the state. The Home Minister on Sunday fired one attack after another at the DMK.
पहले 10 साल तक कांग्रेस डीएमके की सरकार तमिलनाडु में चली, जिसने 12,000 करोड़ के घपले, घोटाले, भ्रष्टाचार किया। 2004 से 14 आप यूपीए में हिस्सेदार थे, आपके मंत्री थे। तब डिवोल्यूशन फंड 10 साल में तमिलनाडु को 95,000 मिला था, 95,000 करोड़ मिला था। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 9 साल में 2,47,000 करोड़ रुपीस देने का काम किया है। पार्लियामेंट भवन का लोकार्पण नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया। इसमें तमिलनाडु के चोल साम्राज्य का परंपरा से सेंगोल को फिर से एक बार पार्लियामेंट में स्थापित करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया।
But what's triggered the biggest debate is reports suggesting that Shah, in an internal meeting with BJP Karyakartas, made an open pitch for a Tamilan to be Prime Minister. Sources indicated that the Home Minister pitched for a Tamil PM in the near future, but with no 2024 promise.
In what was considered as an inside comment turned out to be a political storm after Chief Minister M.K. Stalin reacted on it. Stalin said that if Home Minister Amit Shah wants to make a Tamilan as a Prime Minister, he is happy for it, but also questioned why the Home Minister is angry over Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now BJP once again dismissed it, calling it as nothing but inside comment, meaning that you have room to grow in BJP right from a booth level cadre, unlike in DMK.
The Tamil Nadu BJP, however, has rubbished all reports suggesting that Shah had hinted at a Tamil PM.
He traced his own journey from 1982 as a booth Adhyaksh to our Rashtriya Adhyaksh to a Home Minister now. He said anybody in our party, because this is a booth president-centric party. And he traced the life of our Honorable Prime Minister also. He said BJP is the only party, he told, of a booth president. From booth president to Prime Minister, all of you will keep climbing up the rank. That is the beauty of this party. That is not possible in any other political party that is dynastic driven or that is corruption driven or freebies driven.
But it was only a matter of time before the DMK latched on to this alleged comment. Chief Minister Stalin mocked Shah, even suggesting his recommendations sarcastically on who could be the BJP's Tamil PM face for 2024.
தமிழரை பிரதமராக ஆக்க போறேன்னு சொல்லுவது உள்ளபடியே மகிழ்ச்சியா இருக்கு. மோடி மேல என்ன கோவம்னு தெரியல. 2024ல பாஜகவினுடைய பிரதமர் வேட்பாளராக தமிழர் வரணும் அப்படின்னு என்ன இருந்துச்சுன்னா தமிழிசை இருக்கிறாங்க, முருகன் இருக்காரு, ஒருவேளை உங்களுக்கு இந்த வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கலாம்.
The controversy over Shah's reported pitch for a Tamil PM has set the cat among the pigeons in Tamil Nadu as it's kicked off a massive political debate in the state.
3G is Karnanidhi, Stalin and his son. They will remain in the helm of affairs. They only will be the leaders of the party. And in the name of dynasty, they only take the baton of high command. Be it the chief minister role or be it the role of the leader of the party. They only will call the shots. This is nothing but dynasty rule. That's what we are saying. Parivarvad is not good for the nation. So that's what he signaled out. How does the generations...
With the BJP hurriedly denying all reports suggesting a Tamil PM pitch, is the Saffron Party now making it clear they're not looking beyond Narendra Modi for now? The discourse over a Tamil PM has also put the spotlight firmly on another political player ahead of 2024, on whether MK Stalin harbors such ambitions. With Pramod Madhav, Bureau Report, India Today.
Shoved, arm twisted and yelled at. That's how a Dutch vlogger was treated by a shopkeeper in Bengaluru's Chor Bazaar. Why? Because he was shooting a video. The vlogger even greeted the shopkeeper with a namaskara but was manhandled in turn.
Hey people, here from Bangalore on a Sunday morning.
This is how Dutch vlogger Petro Mota kicked off his Bengaluru edition with much enthusiasm and all smiles.
Namaskar. Namaste. Namaskar. Yeah, namaskar. Hello. Hello. What's going on, sir? Could you please let go of my hand?
Moments later, in a shocking turn of events, he was manhandled rudely by a shopkeeper in the city's Chickpet area. Pedro's arm was twisted even as he respectfully greeted the vendor,
Namaste. Namaskar.
Nawab Hayat Sharif, with a namaskara.
What's going on, sir? Could you please let go of my hand? Sir, could you please? Sir, stop. Sir, Sir, Jesus Christ, let go of my hand, man.
Pedro managed to escape unhurt from the clutches of Sharif, who has now been arrested by the Bengaluru police.
Guy was holding on to my thumb, man. I'm pulling it. Jesus Christ. I shit you not, trying to break my finger, bro. My thumb. Jesus Christ.
Pedro is later seen in the vlog greeting a group of people with chants of Jai Shri Ram.
Oh, I can see. Namaste. Jai Shri Ram. It makes me happy to see smiling faces. Trust me, today I'm very happy with smiling faces. Have a good day. What's going on, sir?
Activist Brinda Adige has condemned the assault on Pedro, calling it totally unacceptable.
This is absolutely unacceptable, maligning the image of Bengaluru because of a blogger who's going around talking about Bengaluru, its geography, its people, and whatever is happening over there. And we are a nation and a state that welcomes guests. What right have these traders to heckle or harass anybody, whether it is a tourist or a foreigner or anybody over there?
This is not the first time international content creators have faced harassment on the streets of India. It's high time we take Atiti Devo Bhava very seriously. With Sagai Raj in Chickpet, Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Whoa.
This is where I wrap up the NewsTrack tonight. One election just got over, another one getting into first gear now. This is going to be a big election season, and when there's an election, there's only one channel where you can track every in and out of every Indian election. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time and your trust, and I look forward to seeing you 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Goodbye. Good night.
The king of jungle, or should we say the prince, now in the care of Savitri at the Bannerghata National Park. Savitri Amma, as she is popularly known, is mother to orphaned cubs that are brought up here from all parts of Karnataka. Lion, leopard, tiger. She has been looking after them for the last 22 years. It's a bond she cherishes. She has sleepless nights when a cub falls sick.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತೇವೆ, ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸಪ್ಪಗೆ ಮಲಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಹಾಲು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಪ್ಪಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದಾಯ್ತದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಾರ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೇನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ 2 ದಿವಸ ಊಟ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಹಾಲು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಡ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ಡ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಮೇಲೆ 3 ದಿವಸ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಸರೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ನಾವು ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಥರ ಹಾಲು ಉಡ್ಬಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಲು ಕುಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ.
Savitri Amma, who communicates effortlessly with the cubs, is a woman of few words. Her world is all about her wild friends. Currently, 9 leopard cubs and 1 lion cub are under her watch.
ಇದು ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಮಗು ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಹಾಲೇನೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಅವಾಗ ಕುಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು 3 ತಿಂಗಳಾದಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ 3 ಟೈಮ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿಕನ್ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರೂಢಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಲು ಚಿಕನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
The veterinary doctors at the facility say tending to cubs is no easy task.
Only thing, they come early 1 month, 15 days, 1 month cubs they come also. Different area. Early very difficult to handle also. After 3 months, 4 months, they will recognize also. They will obey, some obey also. Wild animal, no? Anything they will mind change also. You want to take whatever the precautions you should we take also. And all touching also prohibited, only thing.
When the cubs grow up, they will be released in safari zone or kept in the zoo. Some of the cubs will remember her for a long time, like this one. With Anagha Keshav, Bureau Report, India Today.
Forecast now. Delhi, maximum 44 and minimum 29 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 34 and minimum 28 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 40 and minimum 26 degrees. Bengaluru, maximum 30 and minimum 24 degrees. Chennai, maximum 38 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 38 and minimum 27 degrees.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
So sorry.
Co-presented by Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist.
Co-presented by Kentaro, जो देता है सबसे शुद्ध पानी. Co-presented by JK Tyre Ranger Series, stay wild at heart. Co-presented by Hefler, let's reimagine. Powered by NECC, Sunday होया Monday, रोज खाओ अंडे.
Good evening, you're watching News Today at 9 p.m. on this Monday evening. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Our big talking point this evening is the spotlight now on Madhya Pradesh, Priyanka's Madhya Pradesh pitch, Hindutva and freebies. Is Priyanka Gandhi getting ready for a bigger role? Also later on in the show, we're going to get you an exclusive with Sourav Ganguly on India's loss in England. All of that coming up. First up, let me take you through the headlines. Congress goes back to Hindutva as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra launches party campaign. The poll-bound state performs Narmada Puja. BJP brands the Congress General Secretary a Chunavi Hindu. Vaccination data of hundreds of Indians leaked. The government says there is no COVID data breach and that the platform is safe. India Today tracks down Telegram hacker. He says he sourced data from associated platforms. Prime Minister Modi conducts a review meet over cyclone Biparjoy. Met Department issues orange alert as storm intensifies. It's Khela Hobe in Bengal. Panchayat polls now. BJP accuses Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek of visiting a Matua temple with shoes on. Clashes break out. Main accused in the UP online gaming conversion case nabbed from Alibag, Maharashtra. He would brainwash minors and ask them to offer namaz. A Dutch vlogger assaulted in a Bengaluru market. Trader seen pushing YouTuber for shooting in a market. Cops take CO moto action and arrest the accused.
Sir, could you please? Sir, stop. Sir, sir,
Prices in May cooled to 25-month low. Consumer price inflation at 4.25% on lower food prices. But industrial growth also falls to 4.2% in April. Most sectors record a decline. Centre imposes stock limit on wheat to check prices. This despite Agriculture Ministry estimating a record production of the cereal grain this year. And later on in the show here, Sourav Ganguly speaks exclusively to India today on India's loss at the WTC final. Says the team needs to play fearlessly. All right, let's cut across to the latest that is coming in from Bhopal. A fire is raging on in one of the government buildings in Bhopal, Satpura Bhavan. A massive blaze is being reported. It's a fire that has raged on for hours now. The Bhavan houses several government offices. As per initial information, what we are given to understand, the fire started at the regional office of the Tribal Welfare Department located on the 3rd floor of the building. Several fire tenders have been rushed to the spot and were trying to control the blaze. The fire has been extinguished over a large area. However, a few areas still remain engulfed in the blaze. One thing we can say for sure, fortunately, there has been no loss of life. However, what has happened at the back of the blaze is that politics has broken out in a state that is going into election in the next 5 months. Ravish Pal Singh is joining me right now, right outside the Satpura Bhavan. Ravish, अभी भी काफ़ी सारी फ्लोर्स हैं जहां पर आग लगी हुई है. आप हमें लेटेस्ट बताएंगे, पर इसके ऊपर जो पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है उसके भी बताइए.
श्योर प्रीति, सबसे पहले आपको बता दें कि अभी आलम यह है कि ज़्यादातर आग को बुझा दिया गया है, आग पे काफ़ी हद तक काबू पा लिया गया है. लेकिन अभी भी सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज बना हुआ है एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के सामने. जो टॉप फ्लोर है इस बिल्डिंग का, हम आपको लाइव दिखाते हैं. जो टॉप फ्लोर है उस पर भी अगर अभी आप देखें तो एक ऊंची ऊंची लपटें आग की आपको दिख जाएंगी और उसे भी बुझाने का काम, ये देखिए जैसे अभी हमने फ्रेम उस तरफ किया है, उस तरफ अगर आप देखें तो अब फायर डिपार्टमेंट के जो लोग हैं वो उस पर पानी डालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. ये एक्चुअली सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज बना हुआ है क्योंकि आग कई बार बुझी फिर एकदम से, क्योंकि ऊपर हवा इतनी चल रही है कि आग को ऑक्सीजन जैसे जैसे मिल रही है, आग एक बार फिर से भड़कती जा रही है. तो चैलेंज सबसे बड़ा यही बना हुआ है कि जो टॉप के फ्लोर्स हैं उस पर काबू पाया जा सके. और अभी जब हम ये आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, ये लाइव तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं, तो इस टाइम लगभग 90% काबू जो है वो आग पर काबू पा लिया गया से. लेकिन इसमें क्योंकि बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट डिपार्टमेंट थे इस पूरी बिल्डिंग में, गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट थे जिसमें ट्राइबल डिपार्टमेंट है, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट है, तो माना जा रहा है कि इन डिपार्टमेंट से जुड़ी हुई कई इंपॉर्टेंट फाइल्स जो हैं वो जाहिर सी बात है इस डायरेक्टोरेट में रही होंगी. और ये जब आग लगी है तो इससे ये सभी जो इंपॉर्टेंट गवर्नमेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स है, फाइल्स हैं, उसे कहीं ना कहीं नुकसान ज़रूर पहुंचा होगा. वो यहाँ बिल्कुल नहीं बची होंगी क्योंकि आग बहुत भयानक थी. और क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस है तो जाहिर सी बात है इंपॉर्टेंट फाइल्स के अलावा स्टेशनरी का दूसरा सामान, कई सारे फर्नीचर्स और कई सारे ऐसे इक्विपमेंट्स, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट्स, उनकी केबल्स, उनकी वायर्स, इसकी वजह से ये आग इतनी तेजी से फैली कि जहां ये 3rd फ्लोर से शुरू हुई थी, धीरे धीरे करते करते 3rd फ्लोर से होते हुए 4th फ्लोर, 5th फ्लोर और टॉप फ्लोर जो 6th फ्लोर है वहां तक ये आग पहुंच गई है. और अब ये हम कह सकते हैं कि अब कहीं जाकर के इस आग पे काबू पाया जा सका है कई 5 घंटों के बाद एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से. लेकिन जो सियासत, जो पॉलिटिक्स इस पे हो रही है प्रीति, वो आप बता दें कि क्योंकि इस साल मध्य प्रदेश में असेंबली इलेक्शंस होने हैं, असेंबली इलेक्शन से पहले एक गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में आग लगना कांग्रेस ने इसे एक बड़ा पॉलिटिकल इशू बना लिया है और कांग्रेस के लीडर्स लगातार स्टेटमेंट्स दे रहे हैं, सोशल मीडिया का यूज कर रहे हैं बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट को टारगेट करते हुए कि उनके इशारों पे ही कहीं आंख तो नहीं लगाई गई है, ताकि अगर किसी तरीके का कोई करप्शन इन डिपार्टमेंट्स में हुआ है तो इस आंख के जरिए ये बहाना बनाया जा सके कि वो फाइल तो जल गई और वो करप्शन यहीं पर दबाया जा सके। तो ये भी एक बड़ा पॉलिटिकल इशू इस वक्त मध्य प्रदेश में बन गया है।
बहुत शुक्रिया रवीश कि आप हमसे जुड़े। द फायर राइट नाउ हैज बीन brought under control is what my colleague Ravish is saying. Well, you know, the politics aside, over the files that possibly or rather will be gutted in that blaze, but there has been no loss to human life, and we're going to leave it at that. Appreciate you joining us, Ravish. With that, let's quickly shift focus to our big political story this evening, and it comes from the state of Madhya Pradesh. The Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra kicked off the party's campaign in the state today. She started her day in Jabalpur with a Narmada Puja, an event marked by Hindu symbolism. Later at a rally, she promised 5 welfare measures, much like in Karnataka, guarantees of the Congress, including a cash transfer for women if the Congress is voted to power. But nobody could miss the symbolism where Hindutva was concerned. Here's the full report.
Lord Hanuman's Gada to welcome Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to Jabalpur. A person in Bajrangbali's attire to bless the gathering in the Gawari Ghat. And Narmada Puja by the Congress leader. Hindu rituals and symbols were hard to miss as Priyanka flagged off her party's election campaign in Madhya Pradesh on Monday. At the rally that followed, Priyanka made a series of attacks on the BJP. She raised the recent damage suffered by Ujjain Mahakal corridor during storms to drive home her point about corruption. The BJP hit back, calling the Congress Chunavi Hindus.
प्रियंका जी जब चुनाव आता है, दोनों भाई बहन चुनावी हिंदू हैं। यूपी चुनाव आया तो गंगा जी में डुबकी लगाई, एमपी का चुनाव आ गया तो नर्मदा जी पे पहुंच गई। चुनाव पे ही इनको क्यों याद आती है इसकी?
The ruling party also found fault with Priyanka's Narmada Puja. The two aspects of the Congress campaign so far that stand out are soft Hindutva and welfare schemes. Similar to the 5 guarantees in Karnataka, Priyanka has made 5 promises to voters in Madhya Pradesh. They are 1,500 rupees to every woman, cooking gas cylinder at 500 rupees, 100 units of power free, 200 units at half the price, old pension scheme for government employees, and loan waiver for farmers. Considering Madhya Pradesh has more than 90% Hindu population, the Congress strategy of freebies with soft Hindutva may not come as a surprise to many. The party pursued soft Hindutva in 2018 as well, which then had paid them rich dividends. Will it work once again for the grand old party? With Himendra Sharma and Ravish Pal Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.
So the big questions that we're asking this evening on News Today: is the battle of Hindutva in Madhya Pradesh rife with both the Congress and the BJP a part of it? Congress mantra, soft Hindutva, which hardly is soft now, Hindutva plus freebies, the guarantees that Priyanka Gandhi gave. And lastly, is Priyanka Gandhi getting ready for a bigger role now? Well, we'll take the question to our panelists this evening. Rashid Kidwai, author, political commentator, would be joining us in a short while from now. We have with us Rohan Gupta, National Spokesperson, Congress, Shazia Ilmi, Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Rahul Srivastav, National Affairs Editor, India Today Television. Rohan Gupta, I want to take you through of some of the recent events that have taken place in Madhya Pradesh, right? Now, Priyanka Gandhi performs the Ma Narmada Yatra Aarti today. Kamal Nath portrays himself as a Hanuman Bhakt, builds a massive Hanuman statue in his bastion of Chhindwara, holds religious events centered around Lord Ram, takes out a yatra which is called a Dharm Rakshak Yatra, merges with the Bajrang Sena, where the Bajrang Sena is going to be fighting an election with you, helping you, aiding you in Madhya Pradesh. One wonders what really went down in Karnataka because the Bajrang Dal, a ban on Bajrang Dal was mulled. Launched a Congress is what I'm talking about. Entire wing under Richa Goswami to hold religious events. Carried on a Dharm Sansad a Dharm Sansad where all the seers came in at your office, which is the Congress office in Bhopal. There's talks of creating a separate cell which will give us stipend to seers. Now, what's really going on? Is the Congress fighting truly what is a hyper-local election? Because in the state of Madhya Pradesh, the majority, 91% is Hindu, 7% Muslim, doesn't quite matter. So in a Karnataka, where a Bajrang Dal is banned, the Bajrang Sena is going to fight the election with you in the state of Madhya Pradesh.
Preeti, I think doing Narmada Puja or praying to Lord Hanumanji is matter of faith for us. We are not asking votes in name of our culture or our religion. Obviously, it is our responsibility. She is in the city of Jabalpur, which is a cultural city, and coming to Jabalpur and not doing Narmada Puja, that's not justified. So, but we are not asking votes in name of Hindutva, unlike BJP. If you see BJP, they for their main agenda is Hindutva. They ask votes in name of Hindutva. For us, it is a matter
Rohan
of
Gupta,
faith.
tell me something. Okay, a lot of people who are watching this news bulletin would wonder that in Karnataka, you've banned the Bajrang Dal. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, you've aligned with the Bajrang Sena. What happens to your Mohabbat ki dukaan? Ultimately, dukaan chalani hai. That's what seems like the Congress mantra.
No, absolutely not. Bajrang Dal doesn't mean that it is same as Bajrang Sena. The basic objective is what? It is hatred. If you see Bajrang Dal, if you see the instance, even in Karnataka, more than 400 cases have been registered against Bajrang Dal for spreading hatred. So the name Bajrang Dal doesn't mean that they follow the ideology of Bajrang Bali. There is a difference between two. You can have a constructive idea of something and you can have destructive idea of somebody. So we are not against any name.
Okay.
We are against the ideology behind the name.
Why is the BJP running scared? If you are the true epitome of Hindutva, then why even pay any attention to copycats? If they're getting into it. What is this Chunavi Hindu and all of that? Because the Congress is saying on the other side that the mandate lay with them in the last election in Madhya Pradesh. Therefore, and it was fought practically on the same tenet that it is being fought this time.
Good evening, Preeti, and good evening to all your viewers and the panelists. First of all, I would like to say that it's your presumption that BJP is scared or running scared, because these are the words chosen by you. I would not use the same words at all, but yes, we would call out the Congress party for using the religion card unabashedly once again, right after Rahul Gandhi publicly denigrated the idea of Shashtang Pranam and called it, he was just lying there and, aren't you happy I don't lie on the floor like that? I mean, so somebody who's so divorced from one's religion, culture, beliefs, and what people hold dear to them, as in the way to worship or show reverence. It's very rich that their party spokesperson defend and talk about culture, and especially and these are ever mercurial, slippery definitions of cultural ethos that we just heard from the Congress party. This is the same party which actually not just questioned, and where BJP is concerned, it has been unflinchingly, unambiguously has had it in its manifesto, their sankalp and their dedication to the idea of Ram Temple. Now, Congress party is a party which has used this as a major criticism, not only asking to further the date for the judgment, but even before questioning the very existence of Lord Ram. So it is indeed very rich when occasionally they become Chunawi Hindus, and that is not unfair. And I tell you why, because this is just electoral convenience for them. So when it suits you, you talk about Janeyu, you want to quote your Gotra, you want to go to Narmada Tat and do your arti, and whenever it suits you, you bash BJP and denigrate your own country and its customs and the way a large majority of its citizens worship. So I think it is just pretty desperate on the part of Congress to resolve to doing this trick once again. It is just trickery and treachery of the worst kind. And it's all too evident.
But Shazia Elmi, what the Congress is saying is we fought the election exactly the same way because it's not really different, to what the election was fought the last time around. It was exactly the same playbook where Madhya Pradesh Congress was concerned, and they say we won on this very election mandate. We got the mandate on exactly what we did, and we're doing exactly the same. There's not much difference, is what the Congress says.
So you think it's the fact that they've been losing elections after elections in Madhya Pradesh.
They won that election, Shazia Elmi, last time around.
The largest party, and what happened? What happened to Kamal Nath's government, and how desperate Kamal Nath was? Was this the way the last election was fought?
Shazia Elmi,
I want to ask
in a lot of debates, you'd be.
It's an important point.
Right.
I'm giving you a fact.
Please.
I'm giving you a fact to consider upon. Is it a mere coincidence that it's the same Kamal Nath who was standing next to Priyanka Gandhi, who was telling in hushed tones in a room filled with a Muslim, adorning the religious symbol, saying, "Sare Musalmanon ka vote milna chahiye. That's the only way we can win." Do you remember that?
But having said that,
if my memory tells me, I don't have to do it.
Having said that, Shazia Elmi, the fact is the last time around Madhya Pradesh went into election. Whoever is in governance right now is a different ballgame. But the mandate, madam, the mandate did go. The mandate did go to the Congress. But I want to just bring in Rashid Kidwai and Rahul Srivastav into this conversation as well. Rashid Kidwai, what's going on with the Congress? Is this the actual true hyper-local election model of the Congress that you see? You fight every state very, very differently to look at what the local issues are. So if a Bajrang Dal is banned in Karnataka, Bajrang Sena will be a part of you in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And also, dwell a little bit on what's really going on, because it seems Rahul Gandhi is going to be the larger ideological figure, which is the Mohabbat ki dukaan, but jo actual political dukaan hai, wo Priyanka Gandhi chalayengi.
Absolutely. I think Preeti, I think my friend Shazia Elmi should smell, coffee and get real. The threat is political in nature. There is no point just, making fun or mocking the Congress party. The Congress is getting its arithmetic and, election machinery right in Madhya Pradesh. Remember, in 2001, the Congress had passed a resolution under Sonia Gandhi, Congress Working Committee, saying Hinduism is the sole guarantor of secularism in India. And there are several instances of, how Indira Gandhi was hailed as a, Durga after 1971 war, and what Nanaji Deshmukh had written about her after her assassination in 1984, etc. So the BJP is politically within its rights to, to dub Congress as something as anti-Hindu, but it has a lot of credentials. It has a very checkered history. In Madhya Pradesh, they have men in the ground. They have, as you were rightly pointing out, the last time they had done very well. And Kamal Nath, if you go to Chhindwara, there is a statue of Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, and which is supposed to be the biggest and largest in entire country, and he doesn't miss any chance. In Udaipur, just last thing, in Udaipur last year, in the Congress Chintan Shiva, there was a debate, discussion on the religious outreach program, where representatives from the central India and in North India, they talked about this, that the Congress leaders in these states should have all the freedom to preach and practice, religious symbols such like, Ganesh Utsav and Navratra, etc. So this is what we are seeing is a outcome of all this. There is a method in this kind of madness that the Congress is showing.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to come back, Rashid Kidwai, on the role of the, Rahul Gandhi and the role of Priyanka Gandhi, and clearly seems to be very, very well defined right now. We'll dwell on that a little later. But, Rahul Srivastav, what about the long-term, goal, ideological goal? of the Congress party? Because the Congress might fight this election in Madhya Pradesh on Hindutva, but exactly 3 months from then, when they're going to come back to Madhya Pradesh, ask votes for Lok Sabha elections, it's not going to be the same optics. It will be very, very different. So are they making long-term losses in the short-term gain?
Preeti, one, I think this is largely the result of Narendra Modi and RSS dictating the political turf. They have changed the political turf in a large part of the country, where everybody is forced to play bat in the same manner that the BJP is. You look at any chief minister today, even if you see what is happening in Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, you will find that eventually political parties are playing the turf or are virtually staying silent and condoning it. Rashid quoted history, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. The Congress has done this in the past. The Congress has tried soft Hindutva and strident Hindutva both. In terms that, if you recall, opening the doors of the Babri Mosque at a time when the court issue was in the courts, allowing prayers at the mosque, holding the political rally in 1989 in Faizabad, Ayodhya, allowing Shilanyas in Ayodhya. All these were attempts by the Congress to retrieve that lost Hindu ground. The Congress has done in the past, has paid terribly, and the state of the Congress can be connected even to those events in the past, primarily because the Congress was known to be that all-encompassing party where assimilation of all sects and faiths. This sectarian politics is not the DNA of the Congress party. If they go back to Jawaharlal Nehru and Mahatma Gandhi and others, and in that is where the problem is. I think what they are trying to do is play it in a hyper-local manner, same manner, to counter the BJP's Hindutva and show that we are not anti-Hindu, but also bring in other issues like corruption and others, so that there is a beefing up.
But you're bang on there, because it's really not worked for the Congress earlier on, and that's where I bring our Congress spokesperson Rohan Gupta back into this conversation, because Rohan Gupta, a lot of viewers who will be joining in will be a tad bit confused in terms of what happened to your ideology, because this is, many would suggest, compromising with ideology, and I'll tell you why. For example, just here, in the beginning you trying to nuance your Hindutva, but Hindutva is a word which constantly Rahul Gandhi has berated and said he believes in Hinduism and the party believes in Hinduism and not Hindutva. However, Kamal Nath opens speeches and says that Bhajpa hi Hindutva ki thekedar hai. So there's a complete discord between what Rahul Gandhi says and what your local leadership is saying. Let me give you another example. You have the Bajrang Sena that has joined you. The Bajrang Dal has been banned in Karnataka. You said it's Bajrang Sena is very different than Bajrang Dal. Who's behind the Bajrang Sena, sir? Deepak Joshi behind the Bajrang Sena. Deepak Joshi left the BJP to join the Congress. He's the son of the former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, who was from the BJP as well. He's also closely associated with the RSS. RSS is something which Rahul Gandhi constantly says ideologically doesn't connect anywhere near where the Congress comes into question. So for your core voter who believes in your ideology is going to take a step back and say, what's going on?
Absolutely not. If you see Priyanka ji's complete program today, I think you have completely forgotten the 5 promises which are given by her today and by the local leadership. For us, it's all about the issues of the people. We will not allow BJP to play any card on religion basis and, divert the core issues. That is our main agenda. Even if we are praying for Narmada, if we are doing Narmada Puja or praying for Bajrang Bali, I don't see that we are changing our ideology. Congress's ideology is all about India. We never play politics in name of religion, but at the same time now we have learned that we should not allow BJP also to do the same thing. Let us discuss the core issue. In MP today, after 220 months of government, BJP has done 250 scandals. They have given only 27 government jobs. So when it comes to report card to the people of MP, let us evaluate on the basis of facts whether the government has delivered to people of MP. If they have not, they will have to answer to the people. We are here, the Congress governments, whether it is Rajasthan or Karnataka, we believe in town-bound delivery, and we are going with the same track record with the people of MP. Let the people of MP judge us on the basis of our past performance. Let the people of MP judge BJP on their government, and let the BJP people decide whether our 5 guarantees are going to make sense to them.
Okay, Shazia, fair point. The BJP is the Congress is saying. Now they've admitted very clearly, you just heard Rohan Gupta, that this is politics, this is the topography, this is the lay of the land where Madhya Pradesh is concerned, and they're going to do it. But why take away their guarantees? If the BJP has milked Hindutva, they will, at least at the face of it in terms of optics, will not antagonize the majority community, and that's pure politics. But they're saying, look at deliverance, we are delivering as well.
Preeti, that's what I was trying to tell you. It is politics. There is no love for religion or religious sentiment. It is mere politics, and they've done it with Muslims.
Why are we kidding ourselves?
Let me finish, Preeti.
It is ultimately politics.
You have to listen to me to know what I'm trying to say.
Right, ma'am, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you can allow me to speak, like you allowed the Congress spokesperson. So Rashid Kidwai was giving a whole lot of figures and going back to history. I mean, we all know what Congress party has all been about. We know what happened after the Shah Bano case, how Rajiv Gandhi succumbed to Mulladom and reversed the Supreme Court order only for the votes, and then how he got the padlocks of Ayodhya temple opened. I mean, there is nothing new. Anybody who knows anything about Congress party knows that is the most communal party which has used one community against the other, been sitting on the riots where maximum number of Muslims have died, and Hindus and Sikhs. So it's the most communal party of India, which talks about mohabbat ki dukaan and nafrat ki mall. I mean, it's quite hilarious. So what Rohit is saying now is something they've been doing forever, and there's nothing new about it. I mean, they were the ones who coined saffron terror. We know what Hamid Ansari had to say. Salman Khurshid lied about the fact that Aligarh Muslim University could never get minority status coming from the Central Grants Commission as it does, but still promised it. They have been playing this religion card all throughout, and they keep accusing BJP of being communal. These are hard facts, which we all know. So I just think that we need to open our eyes a little bit more and see what's going on. And we don't have to go very far. Rahul Gandhi, the way he talked about Shashtang Pranam was one, very shallow, almost silly, but outright disdainful of India and Indian culture and what Hindus believe in. I mean, I'm an Indian Muslim, but I would respect my fellow citizens' method of worship and way of worship, and not say lying down about Shashtang Pranam. We've been taught this in our culture. That is India. That is the thesis of what our country is all about. So it's very convenient that Priyanka does this here, and Rahul Gandhi's talked about Gotra and Janeyu plenty of times. We know whenever
the political lay of the land is also very, very different than... Shahjahan, the political lay of the land is also very, very different at the time of Shah Bano or what has gone down. But yes, you are right, there's been a sense of confusion from the Janeyu to the temple hopping, and now with what we are witnessing. So Rashid Kidwai, I want to bring you in. What's the Congress thinking? Is there now a clear division that the ideological figure, like I said, the person who is going to run and propagate the Mohabbat ki Dukaan is going to be Rahul Gandhi. But the real work in terms of running the Dukaan, and that will need enough of Aartis, temple hopping, and which Priyanka Gandhi has done. You know, the day the Congress started registering numbers higher than the BJP on counting day, exactly 40 minutes of that visuals came in of Priyanka Gandhi at a Bajrangbali temple.
Yes, so I think Preeti, that is quite fascinating, the way the Congress is trying to give a different kind of roles, where Rahul Gandhi is acting as a sort of he's going abroad and he's talking abroad issues and all, and whereas Priyanka is trying to organize this kind of regional or a local campaign, the way she did it in Uttar Pradesh without success, and with some success in Himachal Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh is also going to be a test for her. So this is something, as I said, you see, the religion, we tend to exaggerate or underestimate the role of religion in politics. As we know, there is no silver medal in politics. The BJP and its earlier avatar, the Bharatiya Jansangh were always for primacy of Hinduism in politics, but they were not successful. They succeeded only when they got a person like Mr. Narendra Modi in 2014. Was the first time that the BJP got a majority of its own. So similarly, I am saying in the tough Madhya Pradesh, there is a Congress has a person in Kamal Nath, and the BJP has reasons to worry. They can just go on talking about Shabano, etc. But that's not going to count because the voter looks at the ground situation, a package deal. And that's where the
okay, fine. I just want to take 1 minute. I just want to bring in, I'm sorry I'm coming in and I apologize. I'm running out of time, but I want to bring in Rahul Srivastava very quickly because, Rahul, we keep talking about the reimagination of Rahul Gandhi, relaunch of Rahul Gandhi, but we've seen the same with Priyanka Gandhi now. It's not that, she's green behind the ears where politics is concerned. She's been the General Secretary of a state at one time in Uttar Pradesh, which was abysmal in terms of the political performance. So are we also seeing a new role, a new chapter where Priyanka Gandhi is concerned?
Preeti, yes. I think the Mallikarjun Kharge's appointment as the president was, in fact, not just an exercise to signal that the Congress's first family is relinquishing charge. It is, I think, also to provide that elbow room to the members of the Congress first family to spend out that they will have time, not get their hands dirty in the day-to-day bread and butter hustle of the game. But I think one point which I want to make, that once the Lok Sabha election comes, all these cows that the Congress, communal cows the Congress is letting loose now, will come back to haunt the party, because you can't have chief ministers and local leaders as Hindutva mascots today and 5 months later, they all standing on the stage with Rahul Gandhi and saying, no, Rahul Gandhi is secular. I think that's one problem. And second, please everybody spare a thought for the Muslims of Madhya Pradesh, 7% of them who are being told by the BJP, no, we don't want you. The Congress is saying, we will go the BJP way. 6.7% voters cannot be undermined in this manner.
All right, okay, I appreciate all of you for joining us. Interesting, is the Congress losing focus of what their ideology is, or is it just plain politics, and will it benefit the Congress? We'll only know in time to come when that last vote is counted. Appreciate you all for joining us. Thank you there. Slipping into a quick break. When we return on the other side, we get you an exclusive. Sourav Ganguly speaks to India today exclusively on India's loss at the WTC. That's coming up. Stay with us.
The software engineer meets the gifted content writer, meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
It is a historic moment for women in armed forces. Squadron leader Shivani Singh, the first woman pilot of the Indian Air Force to fly the Rafale, took part in the multinational military exercise Orion in France. This is the first time India has sent its Rafale fighter jets to take part in a military drill.
It was a great experience for all of us. We were exposed to challenging missions with compressed timelines. The interaction with the pilots of other nations gave us the overview of their operations as well as their ways of working. The performance of our pilots were at par with all the other nations. The Indian Rafales, being one of the best omni-role fighters in the world, were carrying out all the missions successfully with precision and perfection.
Squadron leader Shivangi Singh had earlier flown extensively in exercises during the border standoff with China.
हमारी चुनौती एयरक्राफ्ट से ही रिलेटेड है और एयरक्राफ्ट वहाँ पे अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है, इसकी वजह से ही हम अभी भी वहाँ पे हैं एंड हम सारे एक्सपेक्टेशंस को मीट कर पा रहे हैं।
Shivangi Singh joined the Air Force in 2017. She is part of the 17th Squadron, the Golden Arrows based in Ambala. Before flying the Rafale, Shivangi also flew MiG-21 Bison.
Two squadrons of Rafale fighter aircraft are deployed in the Ambala and Hashimara near China border. The men and women pilots of the squadron are making the country proud both globally and internally in the situation like the one in Ladakh. With camera person Anil Jaiswal, this is Manjit Negi for India Today.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today.
Welcome back. You're with us on News Today. Now, Team India's capitulation on Day 5 of the World Test Championship final has posed some very big questions for the Indian cricket team. India's approach in key games is under the scanner, and former Indian captain Sourav Ganguly feels that India needs to now start playing fearlessly. He talks about the future, Virat Kohli and Cheteshwar Pujara in the Test side. My colleague Nikhil Nas spoke exclusively with him.
With me, former India captain, former board president, current commentator, as well as someone who had the opportunity of speaking a lot to. Nowadays, it's very tough to catch him, or even on the phone or in person. So it's a rare day that we've got Sourav Ganguly talking to us. Dada, firstly, I mean, because it's just a day after that WTC final has happened, I want to look at the larger picture, because most fans are going to be saying, see, it's been 10 years since you last won an ICC trophy. It's not happening. You're getting very close, not happening. What do you reckon is the issue then?
See, if you look at in the last 10 years, I think they've played 4 finals.
Yeah.
14, 17, 22 and 21 and 23 now. 4 finals, a couple of semi-finals as well. So it's not been absolutely that they've been poor. They've just not won some of the big finals, and hopefully that will happen. As I said, there's enormous talent in this team. Teams which have Rohit, Virat, Shubman, Pant, Bumrah, although they were not available for these 2 games for this final. Pandya, Rahul, they can't be weak. I, as a well-wisher, I, as someone who's seen Indian cricket closely, my only advice is to play without fear when you get to these big moments. Sometimes you have to take the hard decisions, and although Pat Cummins would have also fielded in this test, India to fielded he after winning the toss, and I've played with Rahul for the entire life as a player. Then I was his captain, then he was my captain. I've seen him bat on pitches which were far difficult than this. 2006 Johannesburg, he was captain. We got South Africa out for 90 after batting first. So sometimes you have to take that call.
Do you sense that there is some sort of trepidation, some sort of tentativeness, which is why you say you need to be fearless?
Maybe at times. Maybe at times there is a bit of a different thought, but that's what I feel watching from outside, and I say that with respect. That just go and play. The T20 World Cup semi-final also against England in Adelaide, they should have hit it. They should have hit it, and that's the mindset I think Rahul and Rohit need to get. We have a World Cup in 6 months, and I feel this is a very strong team, but the execution has to be fearless.
Okay, let me talk about this particular test match, and I'm just focusing on the test format. Now, one of the standout features, or one of the standout talking points of this test match has been the shot selection. So it's not always winning or losing, as you say, it can happen. The shot selection. Do you sense that there is some sort of T20 residue? You may be a test batsman, but T20 cricket asks you to be a bit more adventurous. There is talk of strike rates. If there is a ball to be driven, you have to drive. How do you suddenly make that changes? You've just played a T20
have to do that
format.
in Test cricket also.
That's what I'm saying. But how do you change that?
You see Travis Head. when he got that 100 in the first inning.
But he doesn't play T20 cricket
matter.
that much.
Doesn't matter.
Steve Smith doesn't play too much.
Yeah, but doesn't matter. He got 160 of 170 balls. So he kept hitting. So it's not about not hitting. It's about and if you look at the way India batted and some of the batters got out, they were not hitting the ball in the air. Maybe some have cover driven and they've nicked it to the slips. Some have nicked it caught behind Pujara trying to hit it over slips for that short ball, which is a shot in modern day cricket. Now, Travis Head has hit so many times. Warner, you saw the other day, initially with the new ball, he cut so many balls over the slip cotton. Virendra Sehwag did all his life, cutting it over point and slips if it's back of a length and you can see it and you help it. So these shots are on in Test match cricket nowadays. It's just that they have got out. There's a big difference, and it's a very fine line. Travis Head, while driving, while cutting, could have nicked one to our slip cordon as well. So I just felt the execution did not happen, which is part and parcel of any sport. You may train, you may plan, but what matters is in the middle. And without being too critical, and they'll have to do that better. It's because that's the game. That's the game, and that's how you win and lose.
Okay, now that this WTC cycle is over, when we look at 50 over format or a T20 format, we look at cycles. So one World Cup gets over, if you don't do well, you look at what to do in the next cycle. This cycle is over. Do you reckon this is the team that goes forward? This is the captain that takes the test team forward, or do you think you change
that? No, absolutely. At least till the World Cup, this will continue. Well, I don't know what's in Rohit's mind after the World Cup and what he wants to do. At the moment, coach and captain is the two best for India, and I wish them all the luck, because, as I have said, that at least they are getting to World Test Championship finals. Among all the teams playing in Test cricket, they are the two best teams in this 2-year cycle, and the next 2-year cycle will start now after this. So, if you don't get to the finals, you don't win championships. So it's like as a batsman, you've been getting out in the 90s. So सब कान में बोलते हैं यार 100 नहीं बनाते, but 100 बनाने के लिए तो फिर 90 पे पहुंचना पड़ेगा, है ना? तो वो 100 का बाद 90 पहुंच के सोचे, 0 से नहीं. तो वही, it's the same for India, that get to the next final the way you have, and then think of winning it in a different way.
Okay, the reason I asked you the captaincy question, because there's a lot of chatter on social media which says that maybe it's time to, maybe let's look at a Virat Kohli, because under Virat, the Indian Test team, was number one for a very long time. Do you subscribe to that school of thought, getting someone like a Virat back?
I know it's a selector's job at the end of the day, but how does social media influence?
No, it does not. I'm saying this is a thought or a school of thought. What do you reckon on that?
Yeah, but Virat himself didn't want to captain in Test cricket 2 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, he cited lack of runs, saying that I'm not getting, and I mean lack of runs would mean all formats, wasn't really in good form. Now we've seen him get some runs in T20 cricket, had a good IPL as well, had 100 in Test match. Do you also reckon sometimes mindsets can change? Maybe that time the mindset was I need to concentrate on my batting. Now,
if you ask me, who should be and is and will be India's captain and coach, Rohit and Rahul. That's the right way forward.
What do you see for the future of Indian Test cricket? Do you think it's in safe hand? I'll ask you a couple of questions.
Absolutely.
Because let's say in batting, now let's say if you have to look at the future, you look at a Shubman, he's there, right? But the rest of your batting lineup, probably towards the end of the career, do you see names that will fill in those positions that will be left behind, let's say by a Rohit, by a Virat, by a Ajinkya Rahane, by a Pujara, in maybe not this cycle, maybe 2 years after that? Even in terms of bowling, we used to keep harping about how much strength we have in terms of fast bowling, but one Jasprit Bumrah gets injured and we are then looking at a Shardul Thakur or an Umesh Yadav then to fill in that spot.
I thought Umesh is a good bowler, maybe not Jasprit Bumrah, but I think he's a very good bowler. And if you remember in Oval 2 years ago, he won us on the last day of the test. I don't know whether Bumrah played the test match or not, I can't remember, but we won on the last day with Umesh bowling a fantastic spell. Then let's not come to conclusions with just one loss. India will always have talent, and I don't think it's time to look beyond a Virat or Or a Pujara. Virat is just 34.
Not now, maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line. Do we have reserves?
That too will happen, Nikhil. 3 years down the line, they'll get 37, 38. You'll have to look at young players. And India has enormous reserves. You know, when you look at some of the performances, and I don't consider IPL performance as a yardstick to pick in Test cricket. So in domestic cricket, there's some fantastic players, and you'll only find out when you give them opportunities. Whether it's a Jaiswal, whether it's the batsman from Madhya Pradesh, the middle order batsman who played for RCB, they missed out this year.
Patidar?
Rajat Patidar. There's Abhimanyu Ishwaran from Bengal who scores lots of runs. Shubman Gill is young.
There's Gaikwad, Ruturaj Gaikwad, I don't know.
There's Ruturaj Gaikwad. And I hope Hardik Pandya is listening. I want to see him play Test cricket, especially in these conditions as well. And there is Hardik Pandya, young Rishabh Pant is there, Shreyas Iyer is there, they are young boys. India will always have talent. Gavaskar finished, Tendulkar, Dravid, Lakshman, Sehwag came. They finished, Virat Kohli came. When they will finish, somebody else will come.
Okay.
That's how good our country is.
Final question, Dada, before I wrap up. This is the first time I'm speaking to you after you finished your tenure as the BCCI president. How do you look back at it? Did you achieve what you set out to, or do you think it's a thankless job? Because, you know, usually in India...
No, it's not a thankless job.
Okay.
It's not a thankless job.
A lot of criticism comes your way also.
So that comes everywhere. India captain also gets criticized. India coach also gets criticized. If you don't get runs, the player will get criticized. So that is part and parcel of any job. So it's not just being a BCCI president. I consider it as a huge honor. And I came in when I was president and Jay was secretary, Arun was treasurer, Rajiv Shukla was vice president. So we came in at a time when it has just come out of the COA regime and it was in a bit of a mess. We had to clean things up and put it back. Then COVID came in, 2 of the worst years the world has ever seen. To organize IPL in COVID in 2020 was an unbelievable effort, and not just by us, but even the staff who work. To take it to Dubai, landing in Dubai, and then realizing 6 or 7 CSK players have been hit with COVID, and to come out of it and go through 2.5 months, complete the tournament without COVID issues was phenomenal. The World Cup couldn't happen in 2020 because of COVID. So I think that was one. Then winning in Australia, that was a positive. Although we don't have much contribution in that, players ultimately play. Then England, how they played, there were a little bit of drawbacks with India not qualifying in the World Cup in Dubai. Then the IPL came in, the new broadcast rights of IPL, that's the job of administrators. To see IPL just go through leaps and bounds and get past the all major leagues in the world, and it's only a tournament for 2 months. So the women's, and I think the biggest positive of that 3-year regime was the development of women's cricket. When we started in 2019 and then finished in 2000, I finished in 2022, Jay is still the secretary. So when to see women's cricket go that far was fantastic. Commonwealth Games final, winning the Asia Cup, and in both the times, the Commonwealth, you watched it on TV, it was India's game to win. Beating Australia, who was miles ahead of any team in the women's tournament. So a lot of good things. 3 years is a restricted time. That's what tenures are. You can do as much, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'd been president of CEB 5 years before that. 5 years before that, and I loved it. So it was a great honor.
We had asked